is News 3 Now at 6.
We knew it was challenging to get through to the state's unemployment office since COVID put so many people out of work. We just didn't know specifically how tough it was until today's state audit report.
Less than 1% of the more than 41 million calls to the DWD were actually answered through late July. Jamie Perez got some perspective on that issue today.
Well, there are still so many people waiting to get their unemployment benefits, and that audit actually found that 1 in every 200 calls were even answered from March through June. The people that I spoke with today said that does not surprise them.
When it first started, I was calling every day for like weeks, and I would be, their lines would be too busy.
Christy Offenbecker's attempt to get through to the unemployment office never really got any better, and she's not alone.
If it wasn't for like my support system, I'd probably be evicted right now.
LaQuisha Jones was actually able to get through, but ended up with the same frustrations.
Just gotta wait. Can't do nothing. You can't call nobody, and it's like you call and don't get no answers.
A state audit found only 0.5% of the nearly 41.1 million calls into the unemployment insurance call centers from March to June were even answered. The DWD responded to the audit's findings, saying, in part, DWD continues to work to overcome the unique challenges presented throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. We appreciate the Legislative Audit Bureau's review and recommendations.
This has been handled poorly.
State Representative and Finance Committee co-chair John Nygren says the report is disappointing but not surprising.
And that the administration hasn't really made this a priority that I think it should.
The audit also found the DWD spent $9.3 million to staff the call centers, 2 which are privately run, but didn't have all the positions filled until July. Nygren thinks the unemployment funding should have been handled better and faster, but he says the committee will still look at the DWD's budget fairly.
So if there's a request, and the request is legitimate, I'm sure that our committee is going to give it the consideration that it truly deserves.
In the meantime, thousands are still stuck in limbo, waiting for someone on the other end of the line to pick up.
I just hope they figure it out and get it together so everybody can be back how the world was.
The DWD said that since July, they've actually increased their call center capacity, their hours and staff, which they say has helped improve their response time. In the meantime, there are still more than 700,000 claims waiting for a response. In Madison, I'm Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
Governor Evers' office also responded to this news by pointing back to Secretary Caleb Frostman's resignation last week. The statement reads, quote, "The governor made it clear last week that we needed a change at the Department of Workforce Development, and he is confident in Deputy Secretary Pehachik's leadership to address the challenges facing the department."
Today's COVID-19 case count is the 3rd highest Wisconsin has seen since the start of the pandemic. There are almost 2,300 confirmed cases today. Starting on Monday, all students living in UW-Madison residence halls will be tested weekly. Today, the university confirmed 39 new cases among students. 1 employee tested positive. Statewide, the positivity rate has gone down by more than 1 percentage point to 16.6%. The 7-day average sits just below that at 16.5%. Starting on Wednesday, October 7th, Janesville's 2 high schools will change their in-person learning model to alternating in-person and off-campus days. Students at Craig and Parker high schools will be split into cohorts that will be on an alternating schedule. The change comes as the Rock County Public Health Department asked the district to find ways to enhance social distancing and reduce the number of people in the high schools due to a positive COVID-19 result. District officials say more information will be available to parents regarding logistics next week. The Dodgeville School District is making a similar change for 7th through 12th graders. Beginning Monday, students will have in-person instruction every other day, with Wednesday being a virtual learning day for all students in those grades. District officials say the change is being made due to a sharp rise in cases in Iowa County.
Well, looking forward to a nice warm weekend before things cool down next week. Let's get your first warm forecast with meteorologist Chris Reese. Chris?
At least for half of it anyway. We're seeing those warmer temperatures already out there today, especially when compared to 24 hours ago. A lot of areas, especially north and west of Madison, are upwards around 8, 9, or 10 degrees warmer than we were at this time yesterday. That's where temperatures are still into the mid-70s after some of those areas topped out around 80 degrees. Earlier today. Speaking of 80, let that be a sign of where we could go as we head into tomorrow. Doppler track has been free of showers and thunderstorms over southern Wisconsin. The Northwoods, there is a severe thunderstorm watch into parts of the UP and Michigan. I expect us to stay dry Sunshine outside right now, winds coming out of the south at 13 miles per hour. As we look ahead through the rest of this evening, if you're getting ready for dinner and you're considering maybe eating outside on the patio or a restaurant outside, take advantage of that. I expect this to be one of the last truly warm days of the summer, especially this weekend as a whole. We're cooling down towards 68 by midnight, so we're staying mild throughout the overnight hours before we turn colder. We're talking how cold we'll get and for how long in a few minutes, Eric.
Chris, thank you. New at 6, CNN is reporting the police officer who shot Jacob Blake 7 times says he was not just defending his life. He says he was afraid Blake was trying to kidnap a child in the back seat of that vehicle. Officer Rustin Shesky's attorney says Shesky heard a woman say, quote, "He's got my kids, he's got my keys." The attorney said in an exclusive interview with CNN if Shesky had allowed Blake to drive away and something happened to the child, quote, the question would have been, why didn't you do something? Meanwhile, the 17-year-old from Illinois who's accused of killing 2 protesters days after Blake was shot is fighting his return to Wisconsin to face homicide charges. An attorney for Kyle Rittenhouse said that he intends to fight extradition. His defense team has said the teen acted in self-defense. The judge gave the defense 2 weeks to review documents ahead of an October 9th hearing.
The Adams County Sheriff's Office is investigating a death at a Wisconsin Dells campground. Officials say a Lake Geneva man died yesterday morning at Holiday Shores Campground and Resort after falling along the Wisconsin River. Deputies found the man's body on a rock ledge on the east shore of the riverbank. He has been identified as 67-year-old Jonathan Miller and determined the fall was accidental.
Lawyers for Assembly Speaker Robin Vos and Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald say a Democracy in the Park event happening tomorrow is unlawful. Poll workers will be stationed at parks across the city of Madison to serve as witnesses to sign absentee ballots, collect ballots, and then deliver them to the clerk's office. A letter from Speaker Vos and Fitzgerald's lawyers says collecting ballots at the more than 200 unsecure outdoor locations poses a threat to ballot integrity. It goes on to say that the Democracy in the Park campaign will be challenged in court. Now, the city of Madison's clerk says they have not received a copy of that letter other than from members of the media. She says each park will have a security bag, the same ones used to deliver absentees to each polling place on Election Day. They are secured with tamper-evident seals. And she says sworn poll workers will be staffing these events and they'll be using chain of custody forms just as they have for over a decade.
He was a father and a friend to many. Father Mike Burke, the former pastor of St. Maria Goretti Parish and the longtime chaplain to the Badgers football team, was laid to rest today at 72 years young. And the impact he made during his time here was as clear as today's blue sky. He was the face of faith.
No matter what, he was just there for people.
And the people showed up today for Father Mike.
We wanted to be here to honor him.
Just outside the church that Father Mike helped build, pieces of him could be seen. The people.
He truly did make everybody feel like the most important person in the world, and he was pretty important in all of our lives.
And of course, his message to keep hope alive always played a role in everything he did, including his 3 biggest assignments: Holy Name Seminary, SMG, and the UW Badgers football team.
You put together a team, a family, you set goals, and you go for the victory. I think it goes back to when he was a quarterback. I think you can take the quarterback out of the game, but you can't take the game out of the quarterback. And he even, in his lifetime, threw a few Hail Mary passes.
And that fighting, hopeful spirit will live on in his friends. And everyone was his best friend.
I think there's many, many, many people that he was a big, big influence in their lives. And we're going to miss him.
So where do we go from here? Well, we're still playing the life puzzle. As Father Mike would say, hold on, we'll get through this together. Keep hope alive. We will, Mike. We will keep hope alive.
Thank you, Father Mike, for everything. We'll be right back.
Working out? Not canceled. Catching up? Not canceled. Game night? Not canceled. Nap time? Not canceled. If new carpet would make you happier at home, we're here to help with standard carpet installation of just $75. Carpet one room or your whole house. And installation is only $75 while we celebrate our 75th anniversary. Coil Carpet One Floor and Home, locally owned and operated since 1945.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Come in today for Rubens' annual leather event. Rubens has received generous discounts from all our fine leather suppliers. Natuzzi, American Leather, and many other manufacturers have allowed Rubens to give you up to 10% off on all leather furniture. Rubens' downtown store and Westside store have many pieces that are available for immediate delivery. Remember, all interior design services are complimentary. Stop into either Rubens today for our leather event.
The chief actuary of the Social Security Administration just released an analysis of Trump's planned cuts to Social Security. Under Trump's plan, Social Security would become permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. If Trump gets his way, Social Security benefits will run out in just 3 years from now. Don't let it happen. Joe Biden will protect Social Security.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Your drive to downtown might take a bit longer. Starting on Monday, the city of Madison lowering the speed limit on parts of East Wash. The area from Pinckney Street, that's at the Capitol Square, to Baldwin near Tenney Park. That'll go from 35 miles an hour to 25. Then from Baldwin Street to Marquette Street, just before the I-30 interchange, will go from 35 down to 30 miles per hour. According to the city, 2 people have died. 41 have been hurt in traffic crashes on East Wash between 2014 and 2019. There's also been an uptick in speeding since the beginning of this year. Carr Valley Cheese Company shutting down its Middleton location. A Facebook post thanks all of the Middleton customers over the years and says, hope to see you out at our Mazomania or Sauk City locations in the future. The store will close on Wednesday.
Although we are in for a nice weekend, colder temperatures are just around the corner. And thank you to everyone who has donated to our Coats for Kids campaign so far. Our total is up to $1,675. If you would like to donate coats or winter accessories of any size, you have until October 10th to drop them off at any Clinky Cleaners location. Still ahead at 6, an all-female med-flight crew makes history. And the Madison Police Department welcomes a new member. How K9 Dalmo is paying tribute to a little boy who dreamed of becoming a police officer. And warm temperatures with a slight chance of showers. Chris has your first warm forecast.
At Healthy Minds, we recognize these are trying times, but we're here to help. Our personalized care and expertise in cutting-edge therapies can help you maintain good balance and vitality in your life. We can help you and those you care about. Contact Healthy Minds today.
Joe Biden tried to cut Social Security and Medicare for decades.
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
Now, Biden's promising your benefits to illegal immigrants. President Trump is protecting Social Security and Medicare, lowering costs, expanding access, keeping his word.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Transform your garage with products from Menards. Ideal garage doors bring new life to your garage with styles ranging from traditional to modern. Save today with 11% off all Ideal garage doors. Finish your project with Rust-Oleum floor coating kits. They create a showroom quality surface that protects your garages, basements, and more. Right now, all Rust-Oleum floor coating kits are 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Join Anytime Fitness on Tuesday, October 6th during our 12-hour sale and literally only pay what you can. It's our way of helping you get back to making healthy happen. Pay what you can on Tuesday, October 6th at Anytime Fitness.
At iMart Express, we've enhanced our safety and cleaning standards so that you can shop safely and save. Get 2 pairs of glasses for under $40 and 2 pairs of progressives for under $80. Shop safely and save at iMart Express.
Right glasses.
Right price.
Right now.
Hey guys, listen up! This coronavirus thing has lasted forever. If we're gonna get back out there, we need to work together. We've got to take care of ourselves. So wear your mask, wash your hands, get your flu shot, social distance. The sooner we all do it, the sooner we can get back to the important stuff, like playing. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
At Healthy Minds, we recognize these are trying times, but we're here to help. Our personalized care and expertise in cutting-edge therapies can help you maintain good balance and vitality in your life. We can help you and those you care about. Contact Healthy Minds today.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Madison's newest police dog will focus on catching drug dealers, searching buildings, and tracking suspects. He'll also have another mission, carrying on a very important name. Amanda Quintana has more on what he means to the department and the city he's serving.
Like all police dogs, Damo is trained to protect officers and keep the community safe. But there's something different about Damo that makes his addition to the force a little more special.
He has one speed, and that is full speed, and he likes to go in every direction but straight.
Without the badge, Damo looks like any other playful pup. But it's not just the badge that makes him unique. It's his name.
Dominic always had a light about him. He loved helping others and would always put the needs of others before himself.
That's why 5-year-old Dominic May wanted to be a police officer. He even inspired Madison's police chief.
We're impressed with his energy, his vitality, his love of everyone and everything.
Sadly, Dominic died in a car crash 2 years ago. Then Chief Mike Koval named him an honorary Madison police officer. But his spirit lives on, now in Damo.
That zest for life and that spirit of helpfulness and that spirit of making sure no one gets left behind, which was the definition of Dominic.
Through their nonprofit, Dominic's Ripple, the May family raised the funds to bring Damo to MPD.
We had the opportunity to meet Damo for the first time on what would have been Dominic's 7th birthday.
At the cemetery where Dominic is buried, Megan May knew there was something about Damo that was just like her son. His dog, his handler, the May family, brought together for a reason.
I just really want to try and utilize him to try and just really live on what Dominic wanted.
Koval says this is just the beginning of Dominic's legacy. The family is also talking about building a playground in honor of him as well.
Love the mask. Be the ripple. Amanda, thank you. And for the first time in history, UW Health's med flight has an all-female helicopter crew. The crew is comprised of a pilot, flight physician, critical care nurse. They say they're grateful for the opportunity to fly together and hope their story can show young people that your gender doesn't have to define your career.
So I think about the little girls who'll see this, and they'll see that not only can you do aviation medicine, but that you can do it as the pilot, you can do it as the physician, or you can do it as the nurse. So you can choose whatever you want.
Being the female pilot and one of the few, for me it's very special. I enjoy the career. I would love to open more females' eyes to the possibility of it. You know, it could be a very normalized thing, and I hope for the future that it will be.
Well, women make up 40% of the med flight transport team. They respond to critically ill or injured patients in either a helicopter or one of the 2 med flight ambulances. Well, Chris is here. He said it's going to get colder after this weekend, but, you know, Chris is from Houston, so he doesn't know what cold is.
That is true, but nonetheless, I guarantee you folks are in for a little bit of a shock in that extended forecast, especially after we hit 80 moving into Saturday. So summer's last fight happens this weekend, at least what I expect to be the last fight, because I've seen what that extended pattern is. We're cooler by the time we move you into Sunday. We'll see a couple raindrops, especially Sunday afternoon as well. Here's a look outside right now. You see our downtown skyline. Check out the trees on the horizon. That fall color is really starting to show up here throughout south central Wisconsin. Most of the color is still confined to the northern parts of the state, but as we go through the coming days, and especially per se this time next week, you're going to notice a lot of difference in the leaf color outside. In fact, here's how things look up north right now. This was taken in Hurley, so they certainly are starting to see those colors really become vibrant throughout northern parts of the state. Speaking of northern Wisconsin, that's where we at least had some thunderstorms earlier on, and even right now we're seeing a couple thunderstorms. We remain quiet here throughout south central Wisconsin as high pressure remains in control for us, along with winds that are incredibly strong and coming out of the south. As long as we see this strong southerly wind flow, our temperatures are going to remain warm and well above average, folks. Eventually, this cold front back towards the west will slowly meander our direction. That's when changes will begin to, well, move on into the upper Midwest. In fact, here's future track. You see at least that little rain chance as we begin to move into Sunday. Watch how we get the wraparound range, though, Monday and into Tuesday and Wednesday. This is when we truly begin to turn a little bit cooler. I find it funny what Future Track is trying to paint throughout the Northwoods and the UP of Michigan. I don't buy that. I'll go ahead and let you know that now, but that's a true taste, or at least a true signature of the cooler air that's coming on into the mix. This is Monday. This is the first dip in the jet stream, but there's more where that came from. Canada is locked and loaded with some cooler air that's going to be pouring in to the eastern half of the country, not just next week, but perhaps the following week as well. We're looking at those first couple weeks of October being cooler than normal. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. The greatest probability of below normal temperatures over the next 6 to 10 days. Not only does that include south central Wisconsin, but that goes all the way down to the Gulf Coast, folks. And that looks the same as we expand that over a 2-week time frame. That being said, enjoy this weekend. There's a reason behind everything I say. We go through the next couple of hours. We're cooling down to about 62 degrees overnight tonight. Tomorrow, this is lunchtime. Temperatures will be right around 74, but I expect most folks to top out right around 80 for that afternoon high. This is Sunday morning. Clouds will be on the increase. We'll also watch that chance for showers as we begin to move into Sunday afternoon. This right here is the cold front that's going to keep things cooler as we begin to move into next week as well. That temperature trend, we're going all the way down into the mid-50s and low 50s for highs by next Thursday. Not to scare anyone, but some of the model data doesn't want to get us out of the 40s by the time we get you towards next Thursday. We'll watch that closely. Overnight lows could be into the middle 30s by next Thursday into Friday. We'll keep a couple days of cloud cover around after the showers for Monday and Tuesday as well.
And coming up in sports, the Brewers jumped on the Cardinals early in Game 1 of their doubleheader. Could Christian Yelich and the crew hold on for a much-needed win? That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
I've spent better than half my life and most of my adult life, in the military. 2016, I voted for Donald Trump. Leaders are responsible for everything their organization does or fails to do. When I saw those commercials about, this is what a Biden presidency will bring. No, this is what you have brought. Everything that we have going on today, that's on you. Joe Biden is the first Democrat I'll vote for president. You want a commander-in-chief you can trust, and I think you can trust Joe Biden.
AB PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Today, I stand here to announce my bid. I'm pledging that everyone gets 35% off store-wide, and you can get an extra $100, $200, or even $300. Because at Steinhafels, the more you buy, the more you save. So come on down to Steinhafels and exercise your right to quality furniture.
My son Beckett was 2 years old when he was diagnosed with leukemia. He would get sick. Aubrey would take him to the bathroom and she would rub his back. Our family is fighting this every single day. If Donald Trump gets rid of our health care law, my son won't be protected. We would have to be making some tough decisions about what medications we can afford. We need a president who will protect our health care, and that's Joe Biden.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Lately, we've come to appreciate what home has to offer. Right now at Feldco, buy one window and you'll get one free, plus no interest for 1 year. That'll help keep your home and your family warm, safe, and comfortable all year long. That's something we've been providing for almost 50 years. Let Feldco get you ready for colder weather. Buy one window, get one free now.
Buy one, get one free ends Wednesday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
What do an all-weather rifle and a caramel pecan Kringle have in common? Both were past winners of the Coolest Thing Made in Wisconsin contest.
Join us Saturday morning for an exclusive preview of this year's finalists, only on News 3 Now at 5 and 8.
The Brewers' playoff push got harder after last night's loss to the Cardinals, and there was more bad news today. Corbin Burns, who's been their best pitcher this season, has been placed on the 10-day injury list. The hits just keep on coming for this team. They're playing 2 against the Redbirds today. Here's game 1. Got off to a pretty good start. Second inning, Eric Sogard drops a little blooper down, part of a 2-run inning for Milwaukee. Then in the third, Christian Yelich sends one into the cardboard cutout mosh pit in center field. His 12th homer of the season puts the Brewers up 3-0. This one's still going on. They're still up 3-0 in the 7th. Fall camp just started for Wisconsin, and it's been a while since they've faced an opponent, and nobody really knows how this season is going to pan out. But the Badgers enter 2020 feeling pretty good. Now they have to replace Jonathan Taylor's production as well as Zach Bond and Chris Orr. But UW really doesn't rebuild, they reload. And for this year's squad, there's a sense that this 9-game season could be pretty special.
Even when we didn't know if we were going to have a season or not, everyone just put their head down and worked as hard as they could and stayed together, stayed connected with each other, just like one big family. So I think definitely could be a special group.
We know what pieces we have, and we know what pieces are being added, some new faces coming in. So, just being able to be around those guys, see their mentality.
Devontae Adams' chances on playing Sunday night against the Saints are officially doubtful. For the 3rd straight day, Adams didn't practice, but Matt LaFleur did say he'd give him the rest of the week to see where he's at. Some positive news, Kenny Clark was back on the practice field again today and is listed as questionable. And former Badger Leon Jacobs' season is done just 3 weeks in. Jacobs was carted off the field last night, 7 plays into Jacksonville's game against Miami, and today the Jags announced he's out for the year with a torn ACL. Jacobs started all 3 games for Jacksonville this season.
Didn't LaFleur say that Adams could have gone back in if he wanted to?
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
Yeah, and here we are, wondering where he is on Sunday. Hope he can play. We'll see. All right, let's go to Chris. Final check.
Yeah, sunshine tomorrow. Temperatures top out around 80. Rain chances are back for Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Clouds Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures are going down as well. Mid-50s for highs next week. Lows in the mid-30s.
All right, Chris, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.